Chiefs win the Super Bowl.
Chiefs win. Cry, Eagles, cry.
Great, excited to be back in the league.
You know, every day I got the Three Stooges in the studio with me is a good fucking day.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
So let's make sure he gets that bag.
F-R-A-U-D-S, fries! Woo!
Justin's way ahead in picks. That's all that you need to fucking know.
Show's over.
Show's over. We're going home. I would like to welcome you back to another page of the Playbook Sports Podcast.
Let's go ahead and move forward into Dahntahn's power rankings. This is going to be fun because I think Sage was on some serious drugs when he put this out, and I'm really excited to talk about it. I'm going to pull it up my phone here, and we're going to roll through them. We're just going to, go read the article. It's really well written. Sage did a great job. Everybody who's writing art, we're all writing articles. They're all turning out really, really good.
Wicked.
Go check them out if you have time, if you like a good read. So this is Sage's first iteration of his power rankings. And we're just going to go 1 through 32. And if anybody has a problem with one of them, I'd like to welcome you guys to the first segment, the first time. This is called Objection. Brought to you by Goldfine and Bowles, Lawyers for the Injured. Give them a call if you need anything. Phone number 309-673-5144. I know you can't see the number. Let me repeat it again. 309-673-5144. Thank you for sponsoring this segment, Goldfine and Bowles.
Wicked segment idea.
Yeah, this is going to be great. This is all AO's idea. I love it. So, objection, Your Honor. But I don't have an objection yet. Sage, your first team in the NFL power rankings.
All right, I'll go.
Just go for it.
I'll go top 5 real quick. Just top
Bang
5.
the gavel.
Yeah. So number 1, we got the Kansas City Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's be honest. As long as they have Patrick Mahomes and they get to the playoffs,
matter.
It's Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
we're all kind of living in his world.
Yeah.
Number 2, Philadelphia Eagles. You could even argue them for number 1 at this
could.
point with that draft and the offseason they've had so far. They got even scarier than coming one play away from winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So I got them at number 2. Number 3, got the Buffalo Bills.
Objection. Objection, Your Honor.
No, sustained.
Actually, I think you'd say overruled.
Overruled,
You would say
yeah.
overruled.
Yeah.
We're not lawyers.
We're not lawyers. We gotta have Kevo on.
I know, he's got to come in and start banging the gavel.
Be our judge.
We got to get him one of the big powdered wigs.
Oh,
Get Kevo in here banging a gavel.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right,
Continue. Go ahead and give us 4 and 5, and
okay.
then I'll tell you why that's an egregious thing to say.
Number 4, got the San Francisco 49ers.
Nope, no issues.
And then number 5, I got the Cincinnati Bengals.
Okay. Lord help me. I get it. You
All right.
don't like the Bengals. I get it. You're a Ravens fan. You don't like the Bengals.
I still put them in top 5.
Yeah, top 5 is not fair for the team that just went to back-to-back AFC Championship games. I got a whole... Oh, don't you ooh at that.
All right, go ahead.
You're telling me you would kill to go to back-to-back AFC Championship games. All right. First one I want to discuss. I got it all typed up here. I'm ready. Seems crazy, especially when you look at everything surrounding two teams. Let's just state the obvious.
Yeah.
The indisputable facts and figures of this.
Okay.
The Bengals dominated them on their home field last season in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
Dominated them.
It was the white jerseys, man.
It was
Right.
bullshit.
Right. You know what?
Bengals, and it was in Buffalo too, and I mean they just that game was never in doubt in my opinion. It was always the Bengals.
Okay.
Back-to-back AFC Championship games while the Bills continue to struggle to beat Skylar Thompson in the wild card round.
Yep.
Win by fucking 3. But then get just dominated by the Bengals. Bills this offseason lost Tremaine Edmonds. That's a big loss. I think that's a bigger loss than people think. Tremaine Edmonds was the captain of that defense. He's only 24 years old. He's been there forever, 5 years. Their defensive coordinator just said, I'm going to take the season off. Leslie Frazier's done for the year. He said, I don't want to coach this year. I'm not interested. Just going to take the year off. So they got a new defensive coordinator coming in.
Who doesn't want to take a year off?
Yeah.
I get it. Maybe he'll come back ready to go, but he's not there this year.
Okay.
That's a big loss.
All right.
They let Isaiah McKenzie walk, which is not a huge deal. They replaced him with Trent Sherfield. It's whatever, potato.
Okay.
Gabe Davis had a down season last year. Stephon Diggs is getting old, and apparently what I'm seeing on Twitter is the beef between Stephon Diggs and Josh Allen, or it's because Josh Allen cheated on his longtime girlfriend and got this new chick pregnant. And then it was a big deal in the locker room. That's what I'm seeing on Twitter. Take it with a grain of salt.
Okay.
I think he blew up on them because they were sucking ass in the playoffs. There is some tension there. They both want to win, and they're not winning. There's some serious tension there, and Stephon Diggs is only getting older.
Yeah.
I do like the Bills draft. I like Dalton Kincaid.
Yep.
And if he's going to be Travis Kelce, great. But is he going to be Travis Kelce next year? I doubt it, as the second tight end in the Buffalo offense. And Osiris Torrance is a very, very good guard. Love Osiris Torrance. Doesn't move the needle for me. I don't think that they did enough to be 2 spots ahead of the Bengals. I've got more, but I'm going to let you go ahead and come back.
So Why? Let's think about why did the Bills lose those games at the end of the year?
The Bengals are better.
No. It's because of that injury Josh Allen was sustaining throughout most of that
That's
the
true,
end of that
that's true.
season. His throwing motion was completely different, all right? You know why? Because they allowed 55 fucking sacks on Josh
Offensive
Allen.
line was terrible.
55 fucking. That's why you bring in Osiris Torrance, who could have gone in the first round.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Should
I
have
love Osiris
gone
Torrance.
in the first
I
round.
love
I would have
Osiris
loved to pick him up, even
Yeah.
if we didn't need him. Fucking why not?
Stud.
You know? So yeah, give me Osiris Torrance. Give me Dalton Kincaid. Granted, Dalton Kincaid, they already have Dawson Knox. They just paid Dawson Knox,
it's-
which
He's not
I
going
didn't
anywhere.
understand. But hey, I mean, I'm a big fan of having 2 tight ends, running 2 tight end sets. They're trying to get that running game in order. That's going to be the way to do it.
Yep.
Having 2 good tight ends, you get that play action involved.
Yep.
Then all that stuff is not on Josh Allen's shoulders anymore. You know, he's got a lot more things to go through, right? He's going to end up being their slot receiver. Dalton Kincaid will be. Unfortunately for you, Khalil Shakir, Playbook
you're done.
Sportscast, Playbook podcast,
An absolute legend.
darling.
Absolute
That
legend.
is a legend.
Love him.
No, that is wicked. Lost
So
him, though.
Dalton Kincaid, he opens up the middle of that field right there. They have a completely new offense that they can bring up, and they're protecting Josh Allen along with that new scheme that they're going to eventually have.
Yeah.
They didn't even go after another running back in here. James Cook is going to be the answer here. He's going to have to be.
He has to. I mean, he has
Devin
to be.
Singletary's what,
only
in
option.
Houston
Yeah,
right
he's
now?
gone. He's gone.
Like, he's going
It
to have
has
to be
to
the
be
new
James
guy.
Cook.
Granted,
Can he be the guy?
sometimes he fumbles a little
Right,
bit.
and he's a 4th-round running back. Can he be the guy?
I'm just saying, I really like what they've done. I really
Sure.
like where they're going. I'm looking at potential
Sure.
right now.
And that's fair. And I understand where you're coming from, but I don't think that translates to them being better than the Bengals this year. Because the Bengals, what was the Bengals' problem? Protection.
Yeah.
They went and got Orlando Brown Jr. for a steal. What a stud left. Now there's your tackle problem. You just shored that up.
Okay.
I think adding Brown Jr., they brought back Jermaine Pratt. Yes, they lost Jesse Bates, but I like the Bengals draft as much as the Bills draft. Miles Murphy fell into their lap at 28.
Absolutely.
That's a
They
fantastic pick.
should have gotten a tight end right there. Right now, their starting tight end is Irv Smith Jr.
Yes, I do not like their tight end room. I had them taking Darnell Washington in my mock draft. Michael Mayer is on the board. Should have taken him there.
Absolutely.
But Miles Murphy's also a super talented end. I really like that pick. I love the pick of DJ Turner out of Michigan for them in the second round. Great corner. Just take over for Eli Apple. And then I like Jordan Battle in the 3rd. We talked about him earlier. I think that was a great pick. Yeah, you lost Jesse Bates. Let's see if Jordan Battle's the answer. I think Jordan Battle, that's a last name that succeeds in the NFL. I don't care what you say. Your last name's Battle, you're going to be good.
Battle?
You're going to be good.
You're going into war.
Yeah, and then bringing in Chase Brown. We talked about him as one of our favorite picks of the draft. He just fills right in for that Samaje Perine role.
I don't think Chase Brown's going to play that much, honestly.
Well, it
I mean,
depends on what happens with Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon's playing for them.
Yeah, I think he is too.
and Zach Taylor even said after the draft.
That's our guy.
That's
well,
our
I mean,
guy.
kind of
Love
had
this
to
guy.
say it.
Love this guy. He's our guy.
Yeah.
And when there's, I think there's a difference because you don't really have to say if he's coming back from injury, you got to say it.
Right.
That's
If
true.
he's got like
The legal
problems
Issues.
with police
They're
issues,
supporting
stuff like
him
that,
still.
they seem to know something that we don't. You know, and I still like. Granted,
Joe Mixon's
right
good.
around. This is Joe Mixon's what
Sixth
year,
year, I
sixth
think.
or seventh
Sixth or
year.
seventh year.
This is right when running backs start to break down.
Yep, starting to lose the tread.
So, I don't like that they didn't get a running back earlier. Honestly, I think they should have. I don't like Chase Brown that much. Honestly,
Sure.
I just don't think he's the answer right there. They're going to be losing T. Higgins in a year. Granted, that's not this year. That's not
Right,
this power
this
rankings.
year.
I totally agree with that. I just the difference between 3 to 5 is so minuscule to me that this is just.
I
It's
wish-
just, I see them like the Bengals won this round, and I think the Bills are going to win this round. You know,
Bills just don't win rounds.
the Bills don't win rounds.
I also have an objection. You know.
Okay.
I think this top 5 is pretty close to what I have. I like Kansas City 1. I'd slide Philly up to 2. I think DeAndre Swift put them there. I might have had 49ers there, but I think the running back
49ers,
room
yeah.
getting shored up really just completed Philly for me. I like 49ers at 3.
Hold on a second before you go.
Oh,
Just because I think I know what your 4 is, is you're just switch 3 and 5, right?
yes. For the sake of this video, I would switch 3 and 5. For the sake of this conversation,
I'm
I
on
would
the same
switch.
page as you.
I would switch 3 and 5.
I'm okay with 1, 2, and 4. 3 and 5 are switched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So see, I actually have Bills out of the top 5. So I have
I want to
Bills
do that,
6.
but I don't want to get too
I
controversial.
have Bills 6. I have Bengals 5. I agree with you on the Bengals being 5. And I would have the Phillies 2nd, 49ers 3rd. And the fourth
fuck
team
is
here that I
fourth?
think you're missing. We're going to the New York Jets, baby. Give me the Jets. No, I'm serious, man. They had a top 3 defense, adding a healthy Aaron Rodgers. If they don't lose Breece Hall last year, they make the playoffs. That's how good their offense was with Breece Hall. And they literally had bottom 3 quarterback play in the NFL. Bottom 3. That's how bad Zach Wilson and Mike White were behind a terrible offensive line. And you're bringing in Aaron Rodgers, and it's not Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. It's Aaron Rodgers that's showing up for OTAs, that he does not have to, and it's not required, mandatory, any of that. He's showing up to work. They've gone out, brought Hackett into town. I understand he's not calling plays, or he probably will be calling plays.
He will be.
Did not in Green Bay, but he was Rodgers' boy. I mean, they were in each other's ears. He was the OC when he won back-to-back MVPs. They've brought in multiple pieces. Lazard, Cobb. I don't think these are game changers, more so Cobb. I think Cobb is sort of a, hey, let's have a guy on the sideline, you know what I mean, that you enjoy around. Alan Lazard, I think, is a legitimate piece that I think will help the New York Jets. I like him. He's a physical receiver, can help block for a team that's going to run the ball. And I think Aaron Rodgers succeeds in quick passing game, and that's what the Jets are going to have to do. Get Garrett Wilson the ball on 2-yard slants and let this guy go 8 yards. Get Alan Lazard the ball quick. Get Breece Hall the ball when he comes back and is healthy. Don't make Aaron Rodgers throw the ball 45 times. Don't make him throw the ball 30 times deep each game. Quick, short throws with the defense that, at the end of the day, right behind the San Francisco 49ers in my eyes. And they're adding a quarterback. Sure, if you want to say he was middle of the pack last year.
Yeah.
That's what the New York Jets need. A middle of the pack quarterback wins them 10 to 11 games last year. In a division that's going to be competitive, they're going to. I think they're right there in the AFC. I put them ahead of the Bengals. I love Joe Burrow. I love Cincinnati. It's the defense, though. Yeah. The Jets' defense with a team that had no offense. They completely given up on this guy. Locker room hates Zach Wilson, yet he's playing. And they're giving this guy opportunity to win. They're not quitting. When defenses have the chance to quit and they don't, that shows something. And they're all hype on this Rodgers guy. Coming into town, MVP. I think this is just skyrocketed them, at least in my mind. I got the Jets 4 preseason power rankings. Knocking the Bills out is a favorite for that AFC East.
Listen, I love having the Jets that high. But right now is where I have the problem with it.
Yeah.
You know, there's so much, like, right now the 3 to 5 range for, like, the Bills and the Bengals, that's just based off of, like, what I'm projecting them to
That's
do,
true.
based off what they've already done.
Yeah.
But with the Jets, I mean, we've seen what they've already done, and we're adding new pieces to what could be a new offense with a new coordinator and there's too many news for me to put them top 5.
True. But
I
then
do
the
love what
new
they're
is
doing.
just banking on Aaron Rodgers, the first ballot Hall of Famer that is pissed off. This guy is in OTAs, and that is something. I know it's practice,
I did
but that's
see that.
something. This guy does not go to Green Bay, did not give a shit. He would come to town and go, oh, first 4 weeks or when I get ready. No, I'm getting ready now for week 1. Don't get me wrong. Maybe this is a little high now. I think this is very similar to Tampa Bay. A damn good defense with pieces. I will say Tampa Bay's offensive line was better.
Way better.
Was way better.
That's my issue with this.
They didn't have the run game that the Jets do right now, the first year for Tom. Fournette was there, but it was more so late. It took him 4 or 5 weeks to get healthy, get together. The Bears beat the Buccaneers the year they won the Super Bowl in week 5 with Nick Foles starting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Says something. I just think Rodgers is trying to prove a point. He's trying to piss the Packers off and being petty. I think that legitimately puts Rodgers in top 5 for me.
Okay.
I feel like I could talk about that a lot. Read the article on our website. Yeah, he was lost.
Yeah,
He was lost.
Brady was
Read
lost.
the article on the website, www.playbooksports.com. Cool your Jets. Cool your Jets, AO. That is absolutely crazy to have them at number 4 for the 4th best team in their division last season. This season, 3rd best team in their division. It's going to be interesting to see. They didn't fix the offensive line, and that's why I just don't believe in them. But it is Aaron Rodgers, man, and I'm a huge Aaron Rodgers guy. It's Aaron bleeping Rodgers.
They won 7 games with quite literally the worst offense.
With literally the worst. So read the article.
Yeah. And I don't buy into that 4 point stuff you were saying with Rodgers. Rodgers ain't 4 points per game.
You don't think so?
No,
my
you can't
issue
even
is
do
coaching.
that.
My issue is coaching.
And Salah's a good coach.
Is he?
Salah's a good coach.
Look where their
they're at
defense
7-10.
is.
They didn't lose the defense last year.
Right, he's
Zach
good
Wilson-
defensively.
Yeah, and that's what they need and what they have. And Rodgers going to come in and make the offense decent. He did not lose the locker room with all that bullshit with Zach Wilson. Salah's gone if they lose the locker room. They were there competing. Sure, the last 2 weeks didn't go.
I
They
agree
won
with
it.
that. I agree
3
with that.
weeks until the end of the season last year, Jets had a chance to make the playoffs.
They were 7-4. They were 7-4.
And that is with Breece Hall going down. Boom, there's your one piece on offense that's consistent because your quarterback play isn't. You can't get the ball to Garrett Wilson. Well, now you can. Aaron Rodgers is going to be able to get the ball out regardless. Just because if the line's shit, he's going to be ready for it. He's one of the few quarterbacks that it does not matter for the line. Because as long as they're not drawing up these plays that are trying to go 20-yard deep routes, it's not going to be a problem because Aaron Rodgers can pick teams apart. It's Tom Brady. Tom Brady would just do the same thing. Oh, I have pressure on my face. Okay, ball's gone in 0.2 seconds. And if Aaron Rodgers can do that, Jets are terrifying.
I guess
That's
my
a top
question is,
3
why
defense.
why didn't he succeed in Green Bay last year?
He did not care. Like, I don't think you understand how much, like, he's a petty motherfucker. Like, this guy doesn't talk to his family members because they tried to sell his memorabilia in a garage sale. His mom tried to sell his stuff, so he said, oh, family's done. I'm gone from them. Completely. He's willing to sacrifice family members. Green Bay, he's pissed at them. The last couple years, they draft Jordan Love. Okay, well, this is what you guys did to Favre. I get it, but I'm me. I won back-to-back MVPs at 36 years old, 37 years old, and you guys went out, got my replacement. You've made it clear that you don't want me. I don't care. And I'm just going to come get my bag. And, I mean, you go ahead and get rid of Davante Adams. I'm here to play, but I'm not going to give it all, and Rodgers now is giving it all. I mean, coming to OTAs alone answers so much. Rodgers would literally show up the last day possible in Green Bay, and now he's here weeks early. I mean, I think that's the difference. Like, he cares. It's literally he cares now. In the last 3 years in Green Bay, I would say he almost didn't give a shit.
Well, 2 of his last 3 won MVP.
And that's the thing. He didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
And I think they played that well. Losing Davante Adams, I think he went, okay, fuck you guys. I have all these bums around me. Week 1 showed it. Christian Watson dropping the ball and his reaction. Now, let's see what happens when Garrett Wilson drops the ball. I almost would guarantee that Rodgers isn't going to react that way because he's bought in on this team now because they want him. And he goes, shit, a team wants me? A team isn't trying to replace me when I'm winning MVP, winning the division year after year. Sure, we can't get it on the playoffs. And I blame that on Green Bay for their fucking outdoor shit. I hate teams that don't play in domes. Doesn't help Aaron Rodgers to be fucking freezing cold. Year after year, proved it in the playoffs. Now, are we talking Super Bowl? That's one thing. To be a top 5 team, though, immediately in the league with a minimum top 4 defense, adding a Hall of Fame quarterback with weapons around him, that's a damn good team, in my opinion.
All right. I like it. Let's move on. We could talk about it, I feel like, all night, but let's
exactly.
keep going. Any other
All right.
objections to the top 5? Nothing? Okay. All right. Hit it.
Number 6, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
Number 7, the Dallas Cowboys. Number 8, your New York Jets. Number 9, the Baltimore Ravens. And number 10, the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
So we're hitting three of our 4 teams in one
Right.
fail swoop here.
Right. Any objections?
I
from
just
you?
have objection order.
Okay.
I have all those teams here except Bills, Jets. The Bills at 6. I have Cowboys exactly where you have them. I have Jags just below Cowboys, and it's only because Trevor Lawrence, I want to see one more step.
Agreed.
Just before Dak and takes over Dak, because I also love the Cowboys defense. I have the Miami Dolphins above the Ravens.
Yeah.
They could be higher than this, and it's tough to say that you hold Miami to a different standard than every team, but you do because their quarterback, it's one hit away. Is he going to get up?
Right.
Yep.
I understand that's every team.
Right.
It's
Any quarterback take a hit. And
You know
I
what I
will
mean?
say,
Every time Fields gets hit, I hold my
Right.
breath.
You
You know what I
have
mean?
to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He
You
doesn't
just
have
have
the
to.
problems with the
Right.
injuries, but it's like
Well,
I
I get
still
it.
hold my breath.
and I will say,
Yeah.
the only thing in Tua's defense is before this past season, he was not
Yeah,
a
I know,
concussion
exactly.
issue.
I
Like, he
know,
never
I
had
know,
concussions.
I know.
His body was healthy all season. It was just
Yeah.
these stupid fucking concussions.
I mean, 3 plays. It's literally
Oh
3
my
plays.
God,
But
where his head
I'll
slams.
say
Like, God, put him in bubble wrap around his head.
the
man.
pieces Miami
Like, you just look at
added-
the roster.
Yeah, and I love Vic. Like,
Yeah, me
Vic
too.
is
I'm a
a
huge
game
Vic Fangio
changer.
guy.
Game changer. Like, comes in, like, the defense, if they hated that defensive coordinator last
they
year,
did.
they're going to
They totally
love
did.
it. You know what I mean? Bears players openly talk about, like, how he's almost like a father figure.
Right.
You know, you don't get that from every
Yep.
coach. That respect isn't always there, but for Vic, it's going to be, and that's terrifying. Like, when we obviously talk about this list, the further we go, I would not be surprised if Miami is just higher and higher on it.
Yeah.
I would agree. That would be
yeah,
my
shocker.
objection, Your Honor. I would switch us in the Jags. I wouldn't move, but well, hang on.
You wanna
I would
be a 6?
Nope, wait, yeah, I think we should. I listen. You watch our power rankings video. I had us at 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
You just look at the roster. I mean, you look at the roster that's been
You
constructed.
just look at the roster.
Yeah.
You got Tua Tagovailoa. Dog.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, don't make me pull up stats.
At the
Don't
end
make
of
me
the day-
pull up
at the-
stats.
No, he's saying the thing from Pat McAfee where they all
Dog.
say they're dogs.
Dog.
Yeah.
No.
3-point loss with Skylar Thompson against the Bills.
Against the Bills. That
Yep.
shows you how good the
That
roster
is
is.
a good
With
sign.
a
As
defensive
shitty as it
coordinator
is,
who didn't know what
that
he was
is a good
doing.
sign.
You throw Vic
That's a good
Fangio in
sign.
there with that defense. You
Yeah.
throw Jalen Ramsey in there with that defense. You get a healthy safety. You're playing with a backup safety all season long. You just add in talent.
Everybody's
Okay,
got to chill.
look at
but this
all.
is the
Look at
AFC
all.
West from last year.
Okay,
Yeah.
look at all the teams that I have in front of them, aside from the 49ers. Look at the quarterbacks. The top 10 is almost a quarterback ranking.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah,
high.
It's almost a quarterback ranking. That's just what the day and age we
Agreed.
live in.
Agreed.
So if say Tua never got hurt, they probably would be number 6, number 5,
Yeah.
number 4 in this thing. But right now,
So then, see, that's where
If
I
Mike
would
White
do
gets
power
in there-
rankings differently. That's where I personally, I do power rankings.
It's
I look
so
at like the roster. Like I wouldn't say, because like you could sit here and say, there's no way Tua plays 17 games, but we don't know that because all it takes is one hit. Like Tom Brady in 2008,
Towards the
one
ACL.
hit in the ACL
Yeah,
week 1. Like everybody
No
probably
one
had them
said
as
Brady
number
was
1
missing.
power
No
rankings.
one
Bernard Pollard.
And all of a
Patriot
sudden,
killer.
all of a sudden they're
shit.
done.
It's just so shit. Like
Roster.
it's the one team you got to look like that, and it's so unfair. It's literally
It's
luck.
very
It's a
unfair.
luck situation. Like, is this guy walking away 8 years before he should?
Right.
But because he has to, and it's so shit. But it's like, damn, Miami's really under a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
Because they have the team to win.
The roster is ready to win.
100% they have the team.
That's
to
what
win.
I'm basing mine off of, is
Yeah.
the numbers we put up with our starting team.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to look at, okay, well, this guy could get hurt because he gets
Yeah.
hurt. Because that can happen just so
But
randomly.
then again, if we're looking at the starting team, granted, you guys have amazing depth, and I've said that before. You guys might have the best depth in the league. They're third-round linebackers. I'm like, how are you guys like putting these guys out there in rotation? You know, I love all that you guys are doing. The thing is, like, say Jalen Ramsey does get hurt, all of a sudden you are bringing up a second cornerback. Jalen Ramsey
Smith.
is not your. He'll be in there. You'll put him in
He'll
nickel.
play-
if you have
he'll
to.
play-
He's going to find a way to go on the
plenty
field.
of playing time, absolutely.
But just like once your stars go down, because everyone is going to have
isn't
one or
that
two
every
stars to
team?
go.
Isn't that every team?
But it depends on which stars go down.
Right, and you can't predict that. That's the
Exactly.
hard part. You can't predict
So
it.
so the depth comes into this as well. A top 10 team. This is not a diss.
Right, I
think
know,
the
no,
Dolphins
no.
will be good.
I think he has to blow the Ravens because he's salty.
Yeah, a little bit. That's exactly why.
That week.
From that week two,
Yeah.
week 2 domination.
But keep moving on. I mean, I think the Jacksonville Jaguars deserve to be in the top 10 as well.
Agreed. Oh, definitely agreed.
I
I,
think-
don't have a problem with the teams. I don't have a problem with
Yeah.
your top 10 teams at all.
I mean, they were.
Order be
No,
damned.
exactly.
I don't have a
We
problem
the
with the
exact
top
same
10.
top 10, just
Agreed.
different order.
I definitely
Cool.
agree. Okay,
That's
keep
where I'm
it.
at too. I haven't
Get in
heard
here.
anything for this.
Get in here.
My objections to order. I have Dallas at 6 over Jacksonville. Yes, they beat Dallas last year. It was a double-digit choke.
It was.
Mixed
OT,
with a
that
pick
was
6
tough.
OT that hit
That's
Noah
so
Brown
weird,
between the 8 and
yeah.
the 5 in the chest.
Yeah.
I'd argue Calvin Ridley. I'd argue Brandon Cooks
Mhm.
is just that for Dallas as well, if not Stephon Gilmore as well.
Yep, I love the Gilmore
Uh,
edition.
I did have the same 5, by the way. I have Miami at 7. I have Jacksonville all the way down at 10. I have the Jets at 8. Baltimore at 9, like you do. I did like you mentioned, Vic Fangio. It's
Yeah,
huge.
that's
for
huge.
the
That's.
season.
I mean, that's
Yes.
that's
Jalen
such an
Ramsey is
understated
huge
addition.
No,
as
really.
well.
Absolutely. That's
Even
going to
though
be better
shit,
than
even
probably
if-
the
Even
Jalen
if
Ramsey's
Rams,
in.
right, it's going to be
No,
tough
because
when he
it's
gets a
a
head
head
coaching
coach
gig.
type of
I
game.
know.
No, it's
I
really
know.
heartbreaking.
I know.
Yes,
It's
Jack-
so sad.
And yes, Jacksonville does look good. Trevor Lawrence did take that step. They are getting a healthy, rested Calvin Ridley.
Yes.
But you look at the teams ahead of them as well. I don't think they really shored up their offensive line a whole lot. They did get their first round pick was an offensive lineman, but I'm not sure on him. And then Jacksonville's defense for me is still a question mark.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah.
And I didn't love Jacksonville's draft, and I'm concerned about Jacksonville's offensive line. Losing Juwan Taylor, not replacing him, and now Greg Robinson or Cam Robinson out for who knows how long.
Antoine Harrison's gonna
Anton
have
Harrison
to
will be
step
the
in.
He's gonna
starting
play
day one
right
left
away.
tackle.
He's gonna have to
And
be-
I
play
don't
right
know
away.
if he's ready. I'm nervous. I like Jacksonville. I openly root
I mean,
for them. I'm a
he
huge
only
Trevor
allowed
Lawrence
one
guy.
sack in 2 years.
Yeah,
Right?
that's
Anton
true.
Harrison
Right?
did.
Yep.
Just
And
saying.
a system that was a lot of spread, a lot of
Yep.
dropbacks. I mean, he
There was
was Oklahoma,
opportunity.
wasn't he?
Oh,
So,
yeah,
I mean,
he was Oklahoma.
Spencer Rattler was back there at one point. He's dog shit.
Caleb
you know
Williams
what I
was back there
exactly,
for a
too.
year.
And Williams was running around like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't hate Anton.
But
Harrison.
the rest, no, I agree.
I do have concerns about him, but
Jacksonville was a laughing stock 2 years ago.
yes,
Yeah.
2
Now
seasons
they're
ago.
a consensus top
Top
10.
And
10.
that's
Yep.
Lawrence, baby, and
Yeah, it's
Peterson.
Trevor Lawrence
Yeah.
and Doug
They
Peterson.
were actually 9th in DVOA on offense, and then 3rd in passing.
Yeah.
Adding a top 15 receiver.
God,
Calvin
Urban
Ridley.
Meyer really sucks
Yeah,
as a
he
coach,
fucking
doesn't he?
blows.
Like he really
Blows.
sucks. He should never get another job.
No.
Yeah, retire
No.
Urban.